All right, so let's talk about somebody who's a mainstay in a headline. She's an icon. Some may call her a diva. She actually embraces the term. It's Mariah Carey. And her team has sent some email blasts to PR firms letting them know that Mariah's going down a different path in terms of chasing that money, that paper. She's now available for corporate events and private events this year. So, best-selling female artist of all time. She's worth more than 200 million albums, 18 Billboard Hot 100 singles, and the e-blast is letting everybody know that without a price.
Oh,
but this is pretty interesting. So, you know how we look at everything as the media and as consumers, as fans. When you see something like this, people go, "Oh, is she on hard times? Is this indicative of that just because she's doing these? Or is this just her being logical and sensible and taking a different avenue?" Because Beyonce did this for a wedding in India, and it made a splash. And
I mean, corporate events pay a lot of money. You just have to be ready for Mariah Carey to show up 4 hours late, demand to be carried / walked around and lip sync. So
that's why you should invest in Beyonce.
Yes, she ain't Beyonce.
What do you think the tag is? How much do you think she's charging for like a 3-hour appearance?
$500,000.
I would say
think so.
Anywhere between 200 to. I was going to say 5.
I think 500 is a pretty good baseline for where she's probably.
But didn't Beyonce just perform? I thought it was like $200-something thousand to do the private wedding in
Mariah
India.
ain't Beyonce.
You're right about that one. Mariah is not Beyonce.
Yeah.
That's because Beyonce is Beyonce.
Well, when you guys heard this story, did you guys think like, oh man, like she's falling on hard times? You just think this is kind of where it's going for artists as well, because record sales, they don't make the money anymore.
Yeah, I don't think she's as in demand as she used to be, so she's got to go where the money is.
Yeah, and I think you
good
can
for her for
you can still
getting
be
it.
a popular artist.
Yeah.
But you're not selling out. You're not selling out places. So if you're not selling out, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. So nobody hate me, but I've never been a huge fan of hers. I don't hate her.
I think there's a lot of people that
I'm not signing up to go to her concert.
Yeah, she has some good songs. I saw her perform at an award show, and I was not impressed with the whole thing.
But
her last few public performances have not been
She bounced back
good.
from the New Year's Eve from 2 years ago, where she looked awful.
It was, and then the 2-3 performances afterwards.
But
that looked
she
bad.
got it right.
I saw her live after that.
She got it right with the New Year's the following year.
Okay.
She kind of turned it
better.
around there. Yeah, I guess this is the point. You guys are saying you wouldn't go pay to see her in concert, but if she was a draw at a corporate event that you were going to,
I would be happy.
That would be pretty cool. So I think that's kind of where this is going for those upper tier acts that aren't quite there, where they're selling out places and it's a lock to go to any venue and it's packed. But still have a great draw for something like this. So I think it's really smart. I think you're going to see her kind of leading the way on a lot of different acts doing something like this.
Then she'll have her Vegas residency.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. It's either residencies or stuff like this. So.
But residencies now, I feel like even younger acts are doing Vegas residencies. Like Lady Gaga is, who's still on top. Like, I don't think...
Yeah, it's no longer the shares of the world.
Yeah, it used to be like a goodbye, like we'll send you out on a Vegas residency. Now it's like everyone wants to do it. Blink-182 did it. Lady Gaga did it. So
Britney Spears.
It's a good thing if you can get one of those.
All right, so not everybody's holidays, as we talk about them, are so bright. So how do you survive the holidays if things aren't as merry for you guys? I think this is an interesting question, because so much we talk about Christmas and I got everything I wanted. I saw my family. This is great. That is a small percentage of the world that in 2018 is dealing with some hard times. So how do you guys handle this?
I had this conversation with my friend. She doesn't have a very stable family, and like her mom is not around anymore. She's passed away, and her dad is not really in her life. And so I had to call and check on her. And I think that would be the main thing. Like, if you have any of your loved ones, even the ones who you think are doing well, just call, give someone a phone call and see how they're doing. But for her personally, I would encourage anyone in a position like that, where they're feeling a little blue this holidays, is you kind of got to create your own holiday. I told her to go and rent some movies if you're on Netflix, or go rent some other movies, or I told her maybe you should bake a cake for yourself. Like, sometimes you got to love on yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to appreciate you. And unfortunately, life doesn't go the way we want it to go. But at the end of the day, all you have is you.
Yeah, self-care, man. I had a Christmas where I had to spend it like alone. I wasn't able to go home until like the day after Christmas, and so I had to work that day. And then I just watched a Christmas movie, and I was like, I kind of just felt it. Like, I was like, you know what? It's not going to be what I want it to be. So this year I'm just going to feel it and watch a movie that I like, watch a movie I hadn't seen before, and just like do it. And I have friends, you know, who have had people that passed away between Christmas and New Year's around that time. And I just try to like text them or call them and just be like, hey, how are you doing? Just let them know that you love them.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's definitely most about. I try to think about those people because, look, on the holidays, I happen to get things that I wanted and was actually able to give those that I love the things that they wanted. So I shy away from putting that on social media, knowing that some people don't have that same luxury. It's something for me to enjoy privately because I know people don't have that same blessing and luxury and are as privileged. But on the other side of it, for those that I do know that don't have that, I try to be inclusive. Like saying,
That's
hey,
nice.
stop by our house.
You do that.
My
That's
family's
really
here.
good.
Come by and enjoy us. So I know you can't go out and buy everybody what you want to buy them to make them happy, but you can spread a little bit of love.
Yeah.
And that goes such a long way. You know,
Yeah.
I have friends that don't have family that have spent it with us, and I see that they know it's not their family, but it feels like somebody cares about them,
Yeah.
and that
Nice.
is huge. So I think that is absolutely something you
I
can do.
think
with the holidays.
also just embracing the fact that it sometimes it's just a different holiday than you're used to. Like if you're away from your family for some reason or something, like just be like, well, this is going to be a new tradition this year. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, get excited for this next one. It is guaranteeing success for you guys.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, the
Sign
most-
me up.
ready.
What is it?
Apparently, a report is saying that the most successful people start their day at 4 a.m. What time's our morning meeting, guys?
4 a.m.
So here we go. Do you believe this is true? The most successful people get that early bird, gets the worm kind of.
If you
approach
have
here.
like so much to do and you have to wake up at that time, I think the point of this is like you're minimizing interruptions and you're just getting up and getting ahead before everyone starts needing things from you.
4 a.m. is early though. Like I was hoping they were gonna say like 5, 6 a.m. Like 4.
I've heard 7, which I think is even kind of early for like a person who isn't on a morning show. We have to get up this early, but I definitely wouldn't be doing it if I didn't have to.
Think about The Rock. Think about Mark Wahlberg. You know, their schedules have been widely publicized.
Yeah.
As they're up at 4 a.m. and every minute is accounted for until they go to bed at like 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Look, I do think there's something to this. Some of these reports, I say they're skewed for certain reasons, but it's the mentality. It is the early bird gets the worm. You want to beat
Yeah.
everybody to the punch.
Yeah.
If you're checking things off your list by the time 5 a.m. hits, most people aren't even coming to it
Yeah.
consciously till 8, 9 a.m. You're winning because you're
Yeah.
ahead of the gun. It also says to me, you're disciplined, you're determined, you're regimented, and you have a plan of attack. And I think
Yeah.
that always leads to success.
I should
Look,
probably-
if I didn't have to wake up at 4 a.m., I think we could all agree we wouldn't.
Yeah, I sleep as late as possible.
But I would still be somebody that gets up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. I
Really?
do believe in
think
starting your
so?
day early.
Are you
Yeah.
a morning person though?
I become one in my older age. I think kids have something to
Older
do
age.
with kids have something to do with it. I mean, as you start parenting, I guess that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
It
still
does,
very young.
parenting does change, yeah.
But I think
It
when
does
you
change
have,
stuff.
and even when he's not with me, there's still the phone call that you're getting about something or this or
Yeah.
that. I think that stress naturally lends to, gone are the days of, oh, I'm just going to sleep till 11 a.m. today.
Yeah.
Those things just they're not in the cards. And for me, there is something gratifying about rising with the sun and saying, hey, we're going to go attack this day. I think it's a mindset.
I do like being up with the sun and going to sleep when it gets dark too. That is, it
Yeah.
feels like you're in tune with the earth a little bit.
What's
Yeah,
that? So when do you have
exactly.
to?
I like that.
That's one thing this article didn't talk about is like when are these people going to sleep? Because I gotta
True,
get
if
my
you're going to
8
bed at
hours
midnight,
in.
that's
Yeah.
bad. And it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Look, it'd be great to achieve 8, but you got to at least be getting 5.5 to 6 hours. I mean, if you're
Oh, yeah.
starting your day at 4 but not going to bed till midnight, well, it defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Because
Kind of cool we're talking about this because it's the new year. You know, everybody tries to make new habits in the new year. So
Yeah.
maybe you guys need to try a little bit earlier.
The thing I want to take from this is making a routine for myself. So being like, deciding I'm going to work out these days every week and not like breaking
Nice.
from that schedule. And I think that's why people do get
Yeah.
up that early because like The Rock has his workout at like 4 a.m. or whatever.
Well, I want to ask you guys, and I don't want the answer now because naturally we're going to
no.
get to it. Do
What?
you guys have an idea of what your New Year's resolution
I
is?
have such a long list.
Okay, because
I
we're
don't
going to be
just
asking in the
make
next
one,
few
I
days.
make like 15.
You better have one in the
My
next couple days
resolutions
here.
are the same resolutions as last year and the year before that.
You'll get them right this year. You'll get them right this year.
Yeah, pray for me, y'all.